Well, hello there, and welcome to H Factor Living. My name is Carol Roberts, and I am the host and creator of this channel. H Factor Living is a holistic and integrated approach to life, leadership, and business development. And today we're going to take a look at the first H in H Factor Living, which is our health. And there are 7 pillars of wellness to our health. I absolutely love this quote. And the ancient Roman poet Virgil says that the greatest wealth is health. And he's so on the money on this one. Health is the number one juggernaut of H factor living. And it is an integrated approach because there is a pecking order in terms of how we can live holistically, and health is the first thing that we need to address. So I just wanted to go over H factor. And number one, we're going to take a look at health, and this is all the elements of our health, the 7 pillars. Then we're going to take a look at the heart, and we're going to look at our purpose and our passions. And then the head represents our thinking and our growth mindset. And our hustle, this is where I'm going to provide you with some tips and tools and tutorials on business development. And then our huddles are going to be me sharing some mentoring with those who need to be mentored professionally. And then our hot reads, I'm an avid reader, and I always say this, that readers are leaders and leaders are readers. And so these are going to be transformative books where I provide you with some summaries and some key takeaways. And then the holy element of H Factor living is the sacred. And I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to share some spiritual encouragement. And then the hats, I am a Mad Hatter, absolutely love hats. And this is where I'm going to be building a community with fellow hat lovers. And also looking at the many hats we wear as in terms of roles. So from the role of CEO to caregiver. And so we're going to look at the multiple roles that we play, and it's going to be really fun in terms of taking a look at the hat history. And then we're going to end on a positive note, which is the hilarious. And this is where I share the best of the best dad jokes. And they say that laughter is good medicine. So let's now take a look at the 7 pillars of health. And we're going to take a look at the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the financial, the vocational, and this is your occupation, the social and community. This is you being piped into an affirming community, and then our environment. So whether it be at home or your surrounding neighborhood. So I first wanted to address the area of sleep deficiency because in looking at the number one health benefit, I thought, why don't we talk about the negative effects before we talk about the positive effects of sleep? And so number one is sleep deficiency actually reduces our learning capacity. It causes brain fog. It increases our risk for diabetes, stroke, and heart attack. It spikes our cortisol, and that's our stress hormone, and it disrupts our blood sugar. And just recently, I actually had a very serious health crisis due to lack of sleep. I was probably logging about 3.5 hours sleep a night, and my blood panel came back, and my doctors called me right away and said, you need to come in. And we had to address logging more sleep because of all the negative effects it was having on my health. So now we're going to take a look at our physical wellness. And this involves, like I said before, getting quality sleep. It includes daily exercise. Motion is lotion for our joints. It involves, making sure that we have a full spectrum of nutrition and that we're eating whole foods. An apple is an apple is an apple, an orange is an orange. And then our exposure to sunlight. And actually, sunlight does a couple of things. It helps to give us natural vitamin D, and it gives us melatonin and serotonin. And these are feel good, endorphins that we need to maintain our health. And actually, getting out in nature and then managing and eliminating stress. This all helps with increasing our physical well being. And then ultimately listening to our bodies. If we don't listen to our bodies, then our bodies are going to shut us down. So, and there are three really amazing books that I would highly recommend. And I'm going to do probably a book summary on each of these books. But the first book is When the Body Says No by Gabor Mate. It's an excellent book and talks about the body-mind connection. The next is Alice Miller, and it's The Body Never Lies. And then the seminal book is by Bessel van der Kolk, and that is called The Body Keeps the Score. So now let's take a look at some of the sleep benefits. Our sleep, when we are sleeping, it does the cellular repair job in our cells, in our brains. It helps to boost our immune system. It helps with our mental clarity and cognition. It actually protects your short and long-term memory. So that's why it's very, very important for us to make sure that we are getting quality sleep. Now we're going to take a look at mental health. And so here are some of the areas you want to keep your eyes on in terms of mental health. Emotional literacy is the ability to accurately name and identify your emotions and feelings. It's having a wider vocabulary than just saying, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay. So I'm challenging you for over the next week to eliminate those three phrases and see what you can come up with in terms of your vocabulary. Are you identifying things that I feel excited, I feel overwhelmed, I feel focused, I feel positive? So I'm challenging you to find a wider vocabulary than just I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm good. And then we're going to take a look at emotional intelligence, and this is the ability to identify, process, and express emotions and feelings. It's also being very self-aware, and it's the ability to self-regulate. And self-regulation is the ability to understand and manage your behavior and your reactions and feelings to things that are happening around you. Also, it's establishing healthy boundaries, and this is one of the areas that really does add to our health and our mental health, is having the appropriate and healthy boundaries in our lives. And so now we're going to take a look at our spiritual health and some of the components that help to make up our spiritual health is being a part of a faith-based community, also making sure that we still our minds and our bodies, we are spirits having a human experience, and it is practicing mindfulness exercises and also just getting out in nature and embracing the wonderment and beauty of nature. Next is our financial, and this is the ability to meet our basic needs and manage our money for the not only the short term but the long term as well. And here we're going to look at our vocation or our occupation, and this is making sure that we are in right livelihood. And by right livelihood, I mean that our careers and our roles are aligned to our natural gifts and skills and competence and even preferences, and to make sure that our temperaments actually match the roles that we inhabit as jobs. Next, we're looking at the social, and the community and making sure that we are connected to an affirming, supportive, and loving community. I happen to be a member of a faith community church, and I can tell you that it has made the difference in my life, knowing that I have a connection of people and network of people who really do care about my well-being. The other element and pillar is our environments. So I'm going to ask you the question, is your home environment clutter-free? Is it clean, calm, organized, tranquil? Does it set the tone for a relaxed environment? And then where you're living, whether it be your neighborhood or the country in which you're living, is your external environment conducive to peace and calm and tranquility? Is it safe? And is it beautiful? And sometimes these are things beyond your measure, but these are things to also take stock because it makes up the composite of our well-being and also our wellness. So I've got a little bit of homework for you, and I want you to check in with yourself on a daily basis. First thing when you get up in the morning, ask yourself the question, how am I feeling physically? How am I feeling mentally, spiritually, financially, in your vocation? If you are retired, then are you doing things that are adding an element of fulfillment? And are you piped in socially? Are you connected socially or in a sense of community? And what is your current environment? And is it something that you have the ability to change, or you can make the plans to change something to make sure that you are actively involved in procuring your own well-being? And so, if wellness is the road and the path and the lifestyle, then well being is actually the destination. I know that both of these have been used interchangeably, but I would challenge you to see wellness as the path and the lifestyle, and well being as the destination. I love this quote as well. And this is the great Hippocrates, and he said that health is the greatest of human blessings. So if you liked this video, then I'm going to ask you to hit the like button, to share with your friends or colleagues, to drop a comment in the comment box. I'd love to hear what you think, and if you've got any suggestions, and then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching, and let's go together, let's flow together, and let's grow together. See you in the next video.